Welcome back to the Blurb Breakdown with Taylor and Maegan, where we break down and dive into the book blurbs, the good, the bad, and the cringeworthy.
Fair warning, this podcast is rated R for mature content, strong language, and spicy discussions. If you're not ready for swoon-worthy scenes, steam, and unfiltered bookish opinions, proceed with caution. Otherwise, grab a drink and join us. Maegan?
And I'm Taylor. Today we are covering Assassin's Blade, which consists of 5 novellas that Sarah J. Maas wrote. We follow Celaena's journey where her scheming master, Arabin Hamel, dispatches her on multiple missions. But she does find herself acting a little bit independently on these missions and, creating her own alliances and whatnot. I will say she does make some enemies and she makes some friends along the way. We do get a little bit more that a Sam and Celaena relationship, that they do grow a little bit closer through some of these missions. But by defying Arabin, there's unfortunate causes and punishments for this. Yeah. So we're going to go through the few novellas that basically lead us into where we start with Throne of Glass a couple episodes back.
Yeah, absolutely. This will be a short little fun episode for you guys, so definitely grab your drink and join us.
Okay, so our first novella is The Assassin and the Pirate Lord.
Yes.
So this book, basically, Celaena is being called at 4 a.m. to go meet at the Assassin's Keep. Where Arabin trains his assassins, like we've said before, and where he lives. We know that Celaena is one of the most feared assassins across the continent. Yeah. So he is sending her on a mission to Skulls Bay with her archenemy, Sam Cortland.
Yeah, I was confused going into this because obviously we're reading this fourth in the series, and Sam was the love of her life. So I'm like, what the hell? Yes. What is going on? But
so we get a little enemies to lovers a little bit back there.
she really hated him at the beginning. Like, I said there was something, I think, and she's like, don't talk to me or don't look at me or something, and I was like, damn, Celaena.
Okay, so I kind of visualize this. You remember when you're growing up and your kids on the playground and they always told you that if a boy was picking on you, he liked you? I want to say that was the vibe that they were going for with this. I feel that.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not in Sarah J. Maas's head, but that's just kind of how I pictured it. It was that, he had a little crush and she was just kind of like a little arrogant young little teenager. Yeah. So
yes. I agree. Absolutely. So they were sent to Skulls Bay, the two of them.
Yes.
And they were supposed to bring back shipments, and I don't remember what they were told was going to be on these shipments.
Yes.
But it was not what was on these shipments. They were full of slaves.
Yes. And Celaena was not happy to find out that they were slaves and they were not being taken care of. So she plays her hand really well. Like, she basically plays it like, I need them to be perfect. Arabin's going to count on this or we're not going to pay you. All while scheming of how to blow this crap up and be like, we're done with this slavery.
Yes. Yeah.
Sam does catch on to her because we do know that we learned that Sam knows a lot about Celaena.
Yes. He's been watching.
He knows. Yes. And he knows that she really does care. And he's not going to let her do this on her own. So, obviously, like, the Pirate Lord, he has, like, a map on his hand that can give away. It's a little bit of, like, some magical style map. They do get a little bit caught.
Yes, they do.
Which done pisses Arabin Hamel off.
Yeah.
So, by doing that, she gets sent on more missions because she has to pay the price. So, This is where we lead into the novella of the assassin and the healer. Because Celaena challenged her master by doing what she did by releasing the slaves, he now requires her to journey to the Red Desert.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Yes, like it's extremely hot. They are there's an assassin's keep over there, but she basically has to travel through and try to survive through
Yeah, and it was
that.
like a month there. Like it took her a month to get there.
Yes. So a lot of the assassin and the healer is like actually a lot that is that month of her journeying there to the desert.
Yeah.
So I believe like she does run into a healer at a bar where she basically like beats up them guys that were gonna try and steal from the bartender, the lady, and she's like, you know, trying to take care of her and also still take care of herself because Celaena is very much out for herself right now.
Yeah.
She's very young. She hasn't been handed the best hand. And right now she's just assassinating people for money, and she's just rolling in riches. And
Right. And what I found funny was that when she meets this healer, she was actually on her way to like train as a healer, and she says she ran out of money. And so then she was like,
yeah,
I'm just going to get a job to pay my way, like to finish her traveling. And she just
yes,
stayed. She's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to stay here.
yeah, this healer, like, I will say, like, we will see her later on, which is why I felt like Assassin's Blade 4th is such a perfect timing because some of these characters, they are gonna pop up later on in the story.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that like back story.
Right.
So back then, like, she really doesn't have a lot of like self-worth feelings.
Yeah.
So we do kind of get to see if she's grown and like taken to heart what Celaena tells her and shows her that she can be strong.
Right.
So now we've made it to the desert.
Yes.
So she is basically, well, sorry, before she makes it to the desert, she is beaten to shit, and it's and Arabin makes Sam watch.
Yeah, that was hard.
I forgot about adding that. So Sam gets really ticked, but we don't really get to learn too much about the way Sam reacted in that scenario until later on in some of the other books.
Right.
But basically, Celaena is like literally beat to crap and then is sent on that journey and then ends up in the Red Desert with the assassins. Her goal is to basically be able to be trained by the mute master. He's actually mute. He does not speak.
Yeah, she ran into a couple of people that that a lot of that area doesn't speak at all. So that was interesting.
Yeah, having to navigate what she's trying to like say and do without being able to speak.
Right.
Or I mean, she could speak, but getting their messages back. I mean, her whole goal through this is to basically, like I said, get trained by the master, and then he needs to write a letter back to Arabin for her.
Yeah. A letter of approval or something.
Yes, and she is not supposed to return without it.
But this master picks and chooses who he wants to train.
Yes.
And that's a problem for Celaena because there were people there that had been there for years and had not been able to train with him.
Yeah, so she meets Ansel, who they kind of befriend, and Ansel kind of tells her how it goes and kind of helps her navigate how the assassins in the desert work. But we also learn that Ansel's never been able to train with the master, and she's really wanted to. So I don't know about you, but I was even from the very beginning getting some jealousy vibes there. Yeah, so she just had like some jealousy vibes. She did do some scheming, which actually ended up getting Celaena in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Like I think they ended up stealing a horse. If I remember correctly. And basically Ansel kind of basically like screws Celaena over and tries to get her to like leave.
Yeah.
But Celaena feels like there's something happening. So she goes back to try to like save the master.
Yeah.
And Ansel was like, "What the hell?" Because it was Ansel. Ansel was going after the
Mm-hmm.
master, and she's like, I tried to get you away. Like now that you're not away, I'm gonna have to hurt you." In other
Right.
words,
Yeah, I got bad vibes from her pretty quickly, and then they never got better. I just didn't like her. It
no,
was very
I
much
agree.
jealousy. You could feel it right from the beginning.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I felt like there was definitely something wrong going on. She was definitely not a real friend to
No.
Celaena. I was definitely worried where that was going, and then unfortunately, like it was going where we thought it was going. Ansel was not good,
Yeah.
at least in the story, and basically just completely betrayed
Yeah,
Celaena.
she did.
So I felt really bad. Like Celena's just trying to make friends, and then she just gets screwed over by everybody.
Yeah. Ansel, like, what did she do to her? She like kicked her, told her she needed to leave. Like, couple days before she
Yeah,
was supposed to leave, she's like, "You need to go." And
yeah,
Celena's in the desert, gets knocked out or poisoned. I think she got poisoned. Ansel was trying to be a peacekeeper
yeah.
and be like, "Oh, here." Gave her a drink. Celaena drank it. And then next thing you know, she's waking up back in the desert with
Yeah.
the letter of approval. And Celaena opens it and there's nothing even in there.
Yeah, it's not the actual letter of approval.
No. Celaena handled herself well. She's like,
She
"I'm going
did.
to give you this much time to get the away from me before I shoot you."
Yeah.
before I shoot you with an
Yeah.
arrow. And
Right.
did Celaena actually kill her?
Nope.
No. Okay. I think Celaena felt bad for
No.
her.
I do too. I think Celaena was very much torn because I do believe that she thought that some of that stuff was actually true
Well, and she
that Ansel had
and
said.
she asked her. She said, "Was any of it real?" And she's like, "Some of it was." And
Yeah, yeah.
at that point, you don't really know what some, like.
Yeah,
So
they all have an
yeah,
agenda.
absolutely.
So then that takes us into the Assassin in the Underworld novella, where Celaena returns from this adventure or misadventure.
Adventure.
She returns. Yes, yes. She basically returns to Rifthold. She is still grieving the betrayal of
Hmm.
Ansel. And she basically has to decide who to trust because Arabin's obviously not playing super nice, but he obviously saved her as well. So she does decide to give him another
Yeah.
chance. And along with Sam, who spent his holidays completely alone. Okay, so she basically works really closely with Sam some
Hmm.
more. She at the time like working with him isn't super easy because she um doesn't quite know where like their friendship stands. It is developing a little bit
Hmm.
more. So basically this novella is her navigating Arabin after, him sending her to the Red Desert and beating the crap out of her and learning to potentially like work with him
Hmm.
again. But so she also works and starts to get to know Sam a lot more and they start working
Yeah.
together. And some of her missions that she goes on, she ends up like running into someone where she can gain spider silk, which we also learned that spider silk it's a huge costly
Yeah.
price, but
Very
it's
valuable.
very rare. Yeah, very valuable and rare. So she does get that, and then she ends up with like a bunch of chunks of gold, and so she's able to basically pay her
Hmm.
freedom and Sam's freedom
Yep.
from Arabin. But
Yes.
still tells him she plans to keep working for him,
Right.
but basically she wants to move into her own place with Sam and get to pick and choose which ones she does.
Right. And he seemed like he was okay with it. at first.
Yeah.
Celaena got upset about when she first came back because it was in the desert that Celaena realized that she really did have feelings for Sam. So when she came
Yeah.
back and in Underworld, when she gets back, the very first time she's seeing him after being gone for 3 months, he is with somebody.
Well, because I know that he tells Celaena that he was tasked to basically watch
Right.
out for Lysandra. So
Celaena was pissed though at
because
first. She's like, "What the hell?"
yeah, Celaena was super jealous because like when she did see Sam, like he came out of a room with another person and it was Lysandra, and we know that Celaena and Lysandra do not like each other. They do not get along.
Right.
Like, we're pretty sure they've been trying to kill each other while working in the Assassin's Keep together.
And Lysandra was all over Sam. Like, she was trying to
Yeah.
put it into Selena's head that there was something going on between the two of them. And he's like, there's a room full of women, and I'm just here to make sure, like, nobody kills her. Like,
Yeah, because, like, Sam is smitten with Celaena.
yes.
So he was just really happy to have her back.
Yeah.
And you can tell he did not like how he had to be, like, guarding Lysandra, especially
knowing Celaena doesn't like her.
knowing their beef. Yeah. Not very fun.
No. Okay. So then, going into the Empire, the Assassin of the Empire,
Yep.
we found out that all that gold that Celaena gave Arabin, his nasty ass used to buy Lysandra's virginity.
Yeah, like, so, he is just so gross. And so, yeah, I know. So, nasty Arabin. And so, Celaena and Sam have moved out into their own place, and we're past a month now, and her and Sam have not received a contract yet.
Yeah.
Like,
so Arabin's mad. You can tell he's mad.
Yes. And so it's like, right now, he's still kind of controlling them because if they don't get more money, they can't pay their own way.
Right, because they're running out. As much as she paid Arabin, and then what she had left is slowly running out.
Yeah, so they basically have to decide, screw it, we need to leave Rifthold for good, and we need to get away. So they decide to accept a contract for a really dangerous assignment because it's supposed to pay really well. That should be able to get them the freedom that they need to get the heck out of Rifthold.
They went to Arabin though and offered to pay him more money to leave the guild, the Assassin's Guild. And I remember Celaena saying something about he must know how much I have left because it was the same amount that she had that he asked for to be released.
Yeah,
and then
he knows stuff. He's got spies
and
everywhere.
I think he did that because he wanted them to take this essentially suicide mission and keep them here, kill them or keep them here.
Yes, exactly. And so when they get there, we realize like Celaena was given multiple warnings not to go. But she was given warnings by people she wasn't sure that she can trust, like Wesley. Right. So she ended up going, and then yes, they find out it was a setup. It was a complete setup. At this time she does not know who set them up, but they were set up.
Well, and what's crazy is Sam like had a feeling. He I'm saying that the book didn't say that, but he had to have had a feeling because he was so adamant on the fact that Celaena not be with him for his part of the mission. Yeah. He was dead set on that. You're not going. You're going to be as far away from that as you can. And she reluctantly agreed. And she ended up being out searching for him several times throughout the night because he hadn't come home. Yes. So
I'm pretty sure this is set up to get Sam out of the picture because obviously Arabin is now jealous.
Yeah, I got vibes from Arabin that it was like he was trying to rub Lysandra in her face, and Celaena's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, what do you
Yeah.
mean? I don't care. So I can
Exactly.
definitely see that. I didn't put that together until you just said it, but I can definitely see that.
Oh yeah, like I for sure thought it, because like it started happening when Sam and her got closer,
Mhm.
and then she was starting to do her own thing. So we come to the end of the Assassin's Blade and the Assassin and the Empire, and unfortunately, Celaena has now lost Sam. We find out that Sam, unfortunately, was basically killed,
Mhm.
and she's just completely destroyed and torn up by it. And they take her ass to Endovir,
How they did
the
that,
salt
how they
mines.
did that though was so fucked up. Arabin was like, "Oh, we're gonna do this and go." It wasn't a mission for Celaena. Arabin was gonna go do
Mm-hmm.
something to get documentation. I think something. Celaena ends up going, and it was a complete fucking setup. They were there knowing that she would take matters into her own hands,
Yep.
and that is how they caught her. And I was so freaking mad, dude. Obviously, I knew she went to Endovir, and I knew it's because she was betrayed. But like, that was so shitty.
Yeah, it was extremely sad. Like I was like extremely bummed. I think it would have hit me harder if I read it
Mm-hmm.
first, but knowing what I know, like fourth was absolutely perfect. Like Sarah J. Maas's recommendation is
Yeah,
agreeing. I'm agreeing with you
I
that that is the way to go.
I can definitely see how people that are like, oh, if you want to read it from a romance point of view, read it first. But even as
Mm-hmm.
somebody who really enjoys romance, and probably like if I didn't have your guidance to be like, hey, I've already read them, this is definitely what I recommend too. May have even
Mm-hmm.
read Assassin's Blade first, but I really do think that
Yeah.
this was perfect in where it came. I
Yeah. And that's how I feel too.
I really liked it fourth.
Yeah. I agree. So to finish that out, Celaena makes a promise to herself.
Yes.
She promises herself that she will find out who hurt her and
Mm-hmm.
Sam, because her name is Celaena Sardothian, and she will never be afraid.
Yes. And that came from Sam. Sam told her that's what he does. That's what he says.
Yes. Aw. So that makes me sad. Like, knowing what I know everything's happened for a reason, and it's all going to go how it needs to
Mm-hmm.
be. But it was really sad that we didn't get more of Sam. Sam seems like a really fantastic character and would have done anything for her.
Yeah.
And very much a touch her and die kind of guy.
I wish we would have got more Sam too.
Yeah, for sure.
But
But that wraps up for the Assassin's
yes,
Blade.
thank you guys for listening.
All right, we'll catch you on the next one. Bye, guys.